If you're watching this on a replay, don't feel bad that you missed me. I just was going to be, excuse me, in the yarn room. I'm putting away some yarn. I wanted to show it to you first. So I thought, well, what the heck? We'll do it all at one time, and um, maybe we'll get some viewers and maybe not, because nobody knows I'm here. But I do want to see if I can get you on my laptop so I can read the chat better if anyone does end up showing up. Okay, there we go. So I got you on my laptop over here. Oh, who's here? Hey, Judy. Thanks for coming in. I am sitting on a very uncomfortable stool right now. Oh, you know what, you guys? I can't see this. I'm going to have to maybe close this blind there. Hi there, Elaine. Lisa, how are you? Don't mind me, but I will be moving around in this video, so I hope that we can see each other. I got to change chairs because that one was just bad for what we're doing here. So let's lower this. Everyday with Judy, Lisa, Elaine, Janelle, how are you? Oh, I bet you're doing wonderful in Florida. We have sun today, but it's still chilly. It's like in the 30s. I'm so tired of cold, yucky weather. So let me show you what I have been working on, and then we'll get to the yarn, and I can put everything away at the same time. I know last time I was in the yarn room, people seemed to like being in here. So anyway, I thought, let's try this. So as if you've been around for a while, you know that I am doing the hashtag rock 2022 AU with Judy from Which Piece Crafts. Madonna, hi there, lady. Thanks for coming in. So I was making a blanket using willow squares, and I really wasn't liking it. So I've decided that I'm not going to make that blanket anymore, and I took most of it apart. Some of it I'm going to I have a box of willow squares, a little bin full of willow squares that, um, oh, Quilty's here. Let's see. I don't know if I can, I'm so far away to read. Maybe if I put my glasses on, I don't know. So anyway, I decided that I'm going to do hat and scarf sets to to donate to Rose in September, October. Um, I'm not sure when the wings are. I don't remember exactly when the wings are asking for that. And so then after I donate those, I'll have 2 per month starting this month. I'm not going to go back probably and remake. Maybe I will, but I don't know. So I decided that I'm going to do a hat and scarf set twice a month to donate to Wings for Rose. And then after that, then I'll just donate them locally and just finish out the year making hat and scarf sets. So this month, the album is Staying Alive. Is that what the album is? It's the disco one from the movie with John Travolta and the disco ball, and you know, the do the dance like this thing, and he's wearing the white suit. So I am using Big Twist with Sparkle. And you guys, I have to tell you, so I made the hat, but I didn't weave in the end yet. And I made a divine hat because it's simple, easy, and I love it. I used Fiber Spider's tutorial. And I think the hat is perfect. I added 1 extra row of ribbing than he did because I didn't think it was long enough. So next time, if I make this, I'm actually going to add 1 extra row of the shell part of it and less ribbing because I like the shell part better than I like the ribbing. Maybe you can see the sparkle in there. I don't know. So anyway, I have to weave in the end yet. In the movie, if you remember the movie, you know, John Travolta wore that white suit when he did this big dance with the female lead, and she wore a red dress. So I was thinking, I have red sparkle yarn. I think it's I love this yarn, red sparkle. And I was thinking maybe doing like a single crochet and then putting a red pom-pom on top, and then doing a single crochet, or putting red fringe on the white scarf. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that because I don't really want it to look too much like Christmas. So anyway, I started, this was, I'm using a 6mm hook. I always use a 6mm if given the opportunity. So I'm using the 6mm, and that was a partial skein, not a quite full skein, maybe 3/4 of a skein. And so I still had more, and I started this is the 1.5 hour shawl, easy shawl, something like that. I will link all this in the description below, but I started with the big twist, same, and then I ran out of yarn right here, and I went to my next skein of big twist. I have like 5 skeins of this, and it's thinner, you guys. It is noticeably thinner. Let me see if I can show you the difference. The yarn strands, this, when I was crocheting with it last night, and starting, on the thicker, I'm like, this is really so nice and soft, and I totally love it. And it was like the thickness of it, if you knew the AC Moore yarn Stitch Studio thickness, similar to that, for their 4-weight yarn. And then I put this yarn on there. Well, maybe you can see the difference. Look at the difference. Totally crazy. Yeah, big thickness difference, Judy. So now look at my scarf. Like you can see where I switched yarns here. It like goes in. And so, I mean, if you blocked it, put that part. If I block it, I could pull it out, and make it. But I was shocked, and I was tempted to pull it out, but I didn't. I'm just going to go with it, and I'll block it before I give it to them. And I'm not going to add the red. So I was just really, really shocked at the difference in the yarn. I like it thicker better. But I thought, I could pull it out and just start with a whole fresh skein, but then it's noticeably different, mostly to you and I. Working with it, I really did notice it, but I've kind of figured if you're not a crocheter, you're not going to notice. It's, if I block it and you got it wrapped around your neck, you're not going to notice. So I just left it. But I do have a couple skeins of that to put away. But I finished one, so this gets to go in my how much yarn have I used this year bin. So that's awesome. And then I was working on my Nan's Next Knots. So this week, oh no, hook down. Don't want to lose my clover. This week, I'm also doing this with my number 6 clover. This week, my Nan's Next Knots color, luck of the draw, was this lavender again. I totally love this. And this is Big Twist Soft Touch, and this color is called Lavender. Very convenient. And I'll show you this. It's the Stash Busting Easy Breezy Lynette Bummer. I heading out the door. Oh, thanks for stopping in, Lisa. So this is the point, and this is the long side. So I have a lavender here, and now a lavender here. It's really, it's a great tutorial. I really love it. She uses a 1-weight yarn, triple strands. I'm not doing that. Besides, I don't have 8 1-weight yarn colors. So anyway, I think it's going to be a great spring summer shawl, just because it's going to be the right colors. I'm into multiple colors, apparently, like the flower, like wildflowers, all multiple colors. My curtains in the kitchen, the curtains I'm making for the yarn room, same thing. Multiple colors of flowers. So that's the thing I've been working on the last 2 days. I did, trying to catch up on my crochet alongs. In my original plan, and what I am going to do, hopefully, if I can figure it out, when I decided to change with the with Judy's Cal with the Rock 2022 AU, I ripped out the blanket and I'm like, well, maybe I don't know what I want to do. I want to do something quick and easy. And I thought, what I should do is get out my Centro that I got for Christmas. I haven't really used it yet, and make a hat and scarf on that. Uh, and so that is what I am going to try to do. I have it set up on my table, and I'm going to try to do that when I'm done with this video, actually. Just going to try to see how it works. I used it on Christmas Day when I got it. I played with it, but that's the only time I've ever attempted to work with it. So I'm going to, oh, hey, Tammy from Flower Crochet Creations. How are you doing, Tammy? We need to do lunch again sometime. Some of us Ohio people need to get together. Tammy won a giveaway from me one time and we met for lunch rather than mailing it. So anyway, I want to do on my Addy. It's not an Addy, it's a Centro. I want to make beanies and a scarf to go with them on my Centro, and then it'll whip up really quick and I'll still have giveaway items. But last night I just wasn't into wanting to play with it. I brought it downstairs and I was all excited. And then we ate dinner, and then I'm like, yeah, I don't want to deal with that right now. So I didn't. I just wanted to sit and crochet myself. And I love the Divine Hat pattern. It's easy. And hey, Marianne, how are you? Thanks for coming in. So that's what I did. I'm doing this for this month, or this part of this month. And hopefully for the next one, I'll have had the Centro figured out. And from that point on, I'll just whip up real quick a hat and a beanie, put them in a bag, and they'll be ready to give to Rose for wings. Now let's see. I have stuff I ordered. Finally, my Lion brand came in the mail that I ordered a long time ago. March 14th, I placed the order, and I know they tell you to expect shipping delays. And after more than 10 days, I called them and left them a message, hey, what's going on with my order number? Because blah, blah, blah. I didn't order it under my login, so I couldn't put in the order number and check it out or whatever, or at least I couldn't figure out how to do that online. So they didn't get back to me, but they always send a text saying, hey, it's on your way, or, an email, it's on its way. And I did not get that. So I was like really getting a little, oh, Granny D, hey lady, how you doing? I just saw you in the last live. So I hope you feel better soon, Dee. Take care of yourself. Don't overdo, So anyway, I was expecting this text or email, and I never got one. But it came in the mail yesterday. So I thought I'd show you what it is, and then I can put it away. One of the things I got was this little book called Dumpling Pups. I don't remember how much it was, and they did not have, there's no price list. I had a packing list, but no price list. But I know it was on clearance, and it's got all these, let's see, what's inside. I think there's a page that shows you, yeah. And they're very tiny. I was not expecting that. I don't know if you can see it all. You got all these little doggies in there, all different kinds. And they have a pattern to make a dog bowl, the size of these dogs, to be comparable, a dog bed, and a cardboard box, which I think is so funny. So if you wanted to give the little miniature doggies, you want to get an Addy too? Yeah, I started with the Centro, just on a side. Centros are way less expensive than an Addy. They're plastic, but I don't knit. I've attempted a couple of times. I'm just not really much of a knitter. And at the time it takes me to knit, I could do 15 things crocheted. You know what I mean? So it kind of like throws me off trying to learn, even though I really do want to learn. But I'm doing the Tunisian learning this year, so I'm good with that. That's a crossover, if you ask me. But I bought the Centro because what if I don't like it? I don't want to spend, Addies are like a couple $300. And I don't want to spend that much money and then have it sit on my shelf because I don't like it. And I wouldn't ask my family to do that either. My daughter wanted to buy me the Addie versus the Centra. And I'm like, no, really. If it's going to sit on the shelf and I'm going to use it 4 times a year, I don't want that kind of money spent on something that's going to sit on a shelf most of the time. So if I like it, then next year I'm going to ask for an Addie, but the one that makes the panels. Because I would love to be able to make sweaters for myself. I'm a big girl. That little 48 stitch Addie or Centra is not going to make a sweater for me. It'll make a sleeve maybe, but not a sweater. So that's why I went with the cheaper, less expensive product. And I've heard good reviews on it. So that's what I had them buy me because it was a Christmas present. And so we'll see. I'll let you know how I like it after I've used it a few times. Anyway, so they have this box. So if you wanted to like make a little gift for someone, you could make the stuffed animal and the dog bed and stick it in the little box with the animal. What a cute little gift for a little kid or whatever. So anyway, I thought that was real cute, and I probably paid under $5. I don't know. I don't remember at all. That's way too long ago. Then I got this bunch of stuff. Well, this I just have to put away. And it goes up on that shelf, so I need to stand on my ladder. I'm trying to American long. What you use? Centro loops, threads, penguin knitting machine. Oh, the chat's going too fast. I can't read that fast from this far away. With the long things. So these are the squares that I took apart, and I'm going to throw these willow squares into my bin of willow squares that's upstairs. Amanda wants me to make a blanket for her out of them, which I'm fine to do, but she wants to tell me the order that the colors go in. Okay. And then she'll want to pick the join. And this is the yarn I was joining with, so that needs to go up there. This is Caron 1 pound in the color lace. I don't know why, but that's what that color is called. That needs to go up there. And then my order from Lion Brand, the only reason I ordered was because I love this color. This color is called Creamsicle. It was on clearance for $6.99, which I could pick it up at Joann's. They sell them, Michael's, $6.99 all the time for this size, but it was on the clearance, and I was afraid that they're getting rid of the color. I don't know that they are or not, but I was afraid that they were going to, and that's why it's on clearance. So I picked up 2 of these. I'm like, no, I love that color. It is one of my, I just love a peach. I've always loved light peach, my whole life. When I got my first, the first apartment, well, it was a house that I ever rented, that I was allowed to paint the walls. The living room, dining room, and hallway were all pale peach. Roy wasn't thrilled with that color, but that is my favorite. When we moved in here, I painted Amanda's room pale peach. So anyway, I got that. I got a couple of them so that I don't run out. Then this color was also on clearance, and this color is called Umber. It's like a reddish brown. My granddaughter, the youngest one, loves stuffed animals. She's 8, but she still loves her dolls and her stuffed animals. And right now, her animal of choice is a giraffe. And when I saw this color online, I thought that looks like the color of the giraffe spots. So that's why I bought this one. Specifically, I want to make Avery at some point in time a giraffe. By the time I finally get around to making a giraffe, probably won't be a giraffe. She probably won't be into giraffes anymore, but then they had, this one is, I believe this is navy. I can't see the color. Yeah, there it is. And I was really surprised that they had navy on clearance, because that's, navy. Which makes me think maybe they're not really getting rid of the color, which was my fear for the creamsicle. I can't see that they wouldn't sell a navy. And this one was also on clearance, and this one is taupe. Y'all know what that looks like. Now, all of these yarns are 16 ounces, 454 grams, 1,020 yards, 932 meters for weight, 100% premium acrylic. And all of these are made in Turkey, except the next one, which really surprised me. This one is called Sumac. And I kind of even want to take it out of the package. It's like a charcoal black, charcoal gray. But this one was made in Egypt. So I was really surprised by that. And I normally don't even look at where they're made, but when I was pulling it out of the box, the made in Egypt was like right in my face, and I'm like, made in Egypt? I thought these yarns came from Turkey. So I looked, and all the other ones came from Turkey. So that was kind of surprising for me, that this one is not. So then I went and looked at all my other ones. Oh yeah, they're all in Turkey. So I don't know what's the story with that, but that's the story that's going on. So all of these need to go up on the very top. Let me turn you so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to just adjust this real quickly. They all need to go way up here. So they're kind of by color-ish. And if I fall, yeah, I don't think I ever bought yarn from Egypt either. Should I open it? Okay, I'll open it. I mean, I really don't care if they're in the bags up there. They tend to fall off a little bit easier if they're in a bag, which is why they're all not in a bag. So, yeah, it's like a charcoal gray. It's soft. So, let's see. Let me compare it to my Caron 1 pound. I don't know, it's about as soft as the Caron 1 pound. Let's see how it feels to another one. You know what? It's softer than the peach. Amazing, right? Yeah, that's what I was just checking. Yeah, I think this yarn is softer than this one. Do the face test. Yeah, it definitely is. And the thickness is about the same. Not like my big twist with the big difference. Big twist with a big difference. There you go. So these yarns need to go up there. And I'm going to put them back in the box and put them here. And then I'm going to put them up there on the shelf. So if I fall, somebody call 911. It should be okay because I have my 3-step ladder over here. Oh, don't want to break things. I really do like that Egyptian, the color of the one made in Egypt too. It's not too pale to be. I mean, it's not so black, but yet it's not pale to say, oh, that's definitely a gray. I like it. It's a nice color. So I'm going to put the neutrals up here. Maybe. We're going to try. My knee felt better. It would be easier. And that one can go there. Stay. Please stay. Oh, I need to move to get these other ones up there. Going down is much easier than going up. Saturday Night Fever, the movie. Yes, Saturday Night Fever. Yeah, that was the movie. So what do you think? Should I put red on the hat and scarf? Like red fringe? I want to put fringe on it, on the scarf. The pattern says that you fold the end in a V and make put a pom-pom on it. Hey, Victoria. Thanks for coming in. I didn't want to do pom-poms. I want to do fringe. So if I did fringe in red, and I would put a pom-pom, a red pom-pom then on the hat, and a red trim, like one single crochet row. But I think it'll look too much like Christmas. Then I want to show you, oh, let me get this up here. Then I want to show you one more thing. So if you know, Nancy from She's Got Yarn Too and I have been trying to do this crochet along together. We wanted to, some more, I guess, a collaboration, and then anybody that wanted to make it as well. We want to do a new, it's a beach cover up kind of shirt thing from our new crochet designs. I've been looking at this for a long time in a store, and I haven't ever bought it for myself. But then I saw the pattern, and I'm like, oh, so Nancy sent me the pattern. She said, look at this top. We should make this. I'm like, holy cow, that's the top I've been wanting to buy. So anyway, we're going to start it. We wanted to do a live together, but we just can't seem to get it together to do that. She's got a really, really busy schedule. So I am going to start that this month, and I'm going to use this yarn from Yarnery. It is Frisco fiber, and I'm going to do it in a couple of different colors as it radiates out, and just put all neutrals. And then I have another project that I will make sometime this year. I want to do it for this summer. And I want to show you what I have for that. I'll put this yarn away later. So what I have for that is, let me pull you back down here so I can sit. Okay. So I saw when I was, oh, see you, Janelle. Have a great lunch. What I saw was in a store when we were on vacation. We were in, oh goodness, I can't think of the name of the little beach area, little beach community, but we had gone to Ocean City, and this was the next beach. Like I think the first beach when you went into Delaware, because we were like 2 blocks from Delaware where our hotel was. So anyway, we went in there, and they had this shirt, and it was made out of almost like a sheet material, but thinner. I don't sew, so I really don't know fabrics well. It wasn't quite gauze, thicker than gauze, but thinner than a sheet, lightweight, like a cotton linen kind of thing. See-through, like sheer. And they took like one piece of fabric and made sleeves and part of the top, like a crop length on the top, out of this real sheer material, and the sleeves were only seamed, so there was a seam that went down the arm and down the side, and then it was crocheted little granny squares, like 2 or 3 inch granny squares around the sleeve. I think the sleeve might have been 3/4 length. So there were little tiny granny squares around the sleeve, and where the crop topped, like, is a crop top under your breast line, was another row of those granny squares. Then there was another row of fabric that would go down to like past your bum, and then another final row of granny squares, and then there was just like a little crochet edge, and then you could leave it. I might have buttoned, it might have had buttons on it, I don't remember. I think I would just leave it hang. I tend not to tie that kind of stuff, or one button might be nice, but I don't know if I'd put buttons on it. Anyway, I went shopping, and I brought my good friends from Zoom with me, including Billy the Crafty Floridian. I brought her with me to help me pick out some fabric. Like I said, I do not sew. I do have 3 sewing machines in this house, by the way. One is mine. Like, I can sew a straight stitch, and 2 were my mother's. One that she inherited it, and one that was hers. So I have the means to be able to sew. And I'm thinking if I like the, so you'd sew a little hem around the sleeve, just a little tiny little hem around the sleeve and wherever you're going to connect the granny squares. And then you need to sew the seams on the sides. And that's pretty much all the sewing. So I think I could handle that. Making the pattern, I don't know, but I have some old sheets I'm going to play with and see if I can figure it out. But I got this fabric. It's not as sheer as the fabric that I saw in the store, but I like it. It's like a cream color, so it's very neutral. I think that was like eggshell or off-white or something, antique white. And I wanted it to be neutral so you could wear it over a tank top of, and with a pair of jeans. You could put it over a bathing suit, um, and you don't have to worry about the color. So then I'm thinking I need a cotton yarn, maybe. I could do acrylic. It's not going to be a lot of yarn on it. I mean, well, the little granny squares. But I want them also to be neutrals. So, I don't know. I was thinking I have this over here. Let me grab it. So I have this variegated. Then I could just like crochet them up as they go. This is Hirschner's worsted 8 yarn. I know it used to be like stiff to work with, but it's soft. They've softened it up a lot, and then it softens in the wash even more. But this, I don't know, because the Hirschner's worsted 8, it has like a cream color or pale yellow in it. So what do you guys think together? Make the grannies out of the, just let it, flow out of the variegated yarn and be grannies like that. They're only, like I said, maybe 3-inch grannies, so maybe 2 or 3 rounds to the little grannies. You can make them bigger. You could do that as well. And I'm also thinking I make those first, so I know how much fabric I need to go around my arm to match. It'd be easier to match the fabric than to match the size of the grannies. Yeah, nice and neutral. That's what I was thinking, Elisa. You like it? And then I don't have to like weave in a lot of ends and stuff. I change colors. And I wanted to add more color than to just be one solid color granny. The grannies in the shop, I think, were like neutral, but maybe 3 colors. Like it started with a cream center and then a yellow and then a tan, for like 3 rows of granny, 3 rows on the granny. So that's what I'm thinking anyway. You want to see it finished? Yes, so do I, Judy. I really kind of want to just make the grannies and send the fabric and the grannies down to Billy and say, hey, will you fix this up for me? But it's going to be, I think, a summer project just to see if I can do it. And I'm really going to start with, I do have some old sheets. I was going to send them to Billy so she could line bags with them, but then I saw this shirt and I'm like, wait, I'm going to keep that sheet fabric and see if I can figure out the actual layout so I could just put this fabric down and cut it out based on a pattern I made out of the sheet. You know what I mean? My grandmother, God rest her soul, she was a sewer. That woman was a heck of a seamstress. She could make everything. She made coats, like winter coats. And she would make a coat for my mother and then a matching coat for her doll and hat and little muffy things that to put hands in and prom dresses. And I mean, she was just really, really good. And she worked on a sewing. She made all of her own clothes up through when she got osteoporosis and she couldn't sit long. She couldn't stand long. And anyway, she probably, sewed, well, she sewed most of her life anyway. And she would sewed on an old Singer sewing machine that you had to pump with your feet, and it didn't have reverse. So just old fashioned sewing machine, and it's in my brother's basement. Maybe one day I'll get it over here. I don't really have space for it. That's why it's not here yet. So I'll show you guys progress as I go. But you guys like that yarn with it? I think that's better than trying to individual colors. I mean, I could do that. And it's not it's acrylic. It's not cotton. Your mother did beautiful sewing too. Yeah. Uh, so I mean, it would be really fun to add a lot of bright colors in it. I have, let me show you this. And this is cotton. Like I could do this, which I think would be gorgeous. Maybe I need to make two, right? Because that's pretty, and I could just let it go as it goes too. I don't know if I have enough of that color. I think I have more than the two that are in here. But I'm into bright summery colors, and so I'm thinking I like those. But then the real neutral. Okay, I'll stay put. Don't mind the crinkle. I have crinkly bags up for my yarn. So anyway, I'll show you guys the progress as I go. Now I'm excited and I want to get started on it. That's all I got for you though. I'm done. That's the yarn room. Stuff is almost all put away, except I got to climb back up there. I don't want you guys to see me fall. Sandy, hey Sandy, thanks for coming in, lady. I have not started the Tunisian. I know Jada put out the first. She put out her video on Friday for that, for my new Tunisian stitch. I really liked the stitch last time, and I would love to make a top out of that. I always talk about making all these clothes, but I never make. I just end up with blankets all the time. But I do want to make a top out of that when I get better at Tunisian. And I have to pick out a yarn because I'm going to make another pot holder or wash rag or whatever. So I got to pick out another kitchen cotton and get onto that. I haven't watched that video yet though. And I want to finish my hat and scarf. And today I am going to play on the machine, the Central, when I get done with this video. So ladies, thank you so much for joining us here today. I'm sorry I didn't get to pay a whole lot of attention to the chat. It's too far away. That's the thing about being in the yarn room. Somebody is making bridesmaids dresses. Oh, that was your mother that did the wedding dress, Judy. Oh, that would have been awesome, I bet. I don't know that my grandmother ever sewed a wedding dress, but she did make my mom's prom dresses, dance dresses. She did that. And she made her own funeral clothes when she was like in her 50s, which is really kind of sad. And my mom's like, I don't even want to know about this. But that was my grandmother. She was planning ahead. They didn't fit her by the time she passed, so she didn't get to wear those. That was funny of her. So anyway, I thank you so much for joining me. What have we been, 40 minutes? Wow, that's longer than I thought it was going to take. So bye everybody, and I'll see you in the next video, or maybe live, because this is kind of fun. If you guys enjoyed it, I'll come back and do this again. And again, I have to remember how to get out of this, because I sure don't. I think just hit that. Okay, I'm going to leave. See you, bye.